Rudy Giuliani is the former mayor of New York City. Mayor Giuliani, happy almost New Year. I know that you're joining us from Florida. Hopefully not as rainy as it is here in New York City. We're thrilled to have you with us.
You can hear the fireworks in the background, and Mar-A-Lago is just 1 mile that way.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, let's get into what I think many people say was one of the craziest years when it comes to lawfare, maybe one that has changed the entire course of the legal scenario here in the United States. We know that the year began with Jean Carroll. She used to work in magazines like I did. She was awarded more than $80 million in damages, with former President Trump. And then he was ordered to pay.
Reality is,
go ahead.
The reality is that her case should have been thrown out on day one. She fails to allege a date, a specific date, not even a year. She can't remember when it happened. Well, that's too bad. You can't sue somebody if you can't remember when it happened. And of course, you have to be stupid if you don't realize why she does that. She does it because if she picked a date, because she's lying completely, she'd be wrong probably 2 out of 3 times because Donald Trump traveled a lot. So if she just picked a date, there's a good chance he would have been in Europe, or he might have been in Florida, or he might have been planning a golf course in Los Angeles. It's also patently absurd that he would do that at Bergdorf Goodman's department store, the busiest in New York, when he's one of the most recognizable and best-known people in New York. And when he goes into Bergdorf, he's surrounded by 8 or 10 people. As I might say, I am, right? So it's an absolutely absurd charge that any fair judge, and New York Supreme Court justices are appointed by Democratic hack leaders. They are not really elected. They make believe they're elected. It's like a communist system. And they are thoroughly corrupt on political matters. So don't be fooled when you hear the word judge in New York. Instead, hear the word Democrat hack appointee. And that's why the judge let a case go that any judge in America would have thrown out if he had a conscience.
And we've seen that more than once here in New York City. Same with Judge Juan Merchan, of course, that criminal case where President Trump was found guilty. Another case that many say was based on absolutely nothing.
It was based on nothing. He had the same problem. He was charged with entering a false record in pursuance of a felony, but he was never told what the felony is. Again, a violation of due process that any judge who wasn't a complete product of a crooked Democratic machine. Juan Merchan is an acting judge. For 19 years, they haven't even put him up for office. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they have him by the nose. And his daughter made $500,000 from the Biden-Harris campaign. But of course, that's covered up. Juan Merchan should be under investigation, and he should be the one heading for prison. What he did was completely corrupt the system. And then why not mention Moron, who valued Mar-A-Lago down the block here at $18 million. There are places right near it, 1/10 the size, that are worth $50 million.
Yes,
people on this island laugh at it and say, where did he come up with that? Now, he was elected 3 times by the Democratic machine, and like in the Soviet Union, he never had an opponent. So what it really proves is that New York City is a corrupt Democrat enterprise and has been for most of its 150 years since Boss Tweed, except when you have a Republican or independent mayor. And we even have a courthouse. We even have a courthouse named after Boss Tweed. Can you believe that?
Wow. Incredible. And I have to say, I still think New York City is the greatest in the world. And Mayor Rudy Giuliani, a lot of that and my time living here for the past over 20 was because of you. So I want to thank you for that. It is great having you here on our Newsmax countdown to 2025. And you are always welcome. Happy New Year. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Happy 2025. It's going to be wonderful.
Can't wait.